Hey there, this is Sam from barbershopquest.com, and today I am on top of the world. Well, actually, I'm on top of the highest building in Trenton. Well, one of the highest buildings in Trenton, and you can see the wonderful area view behind me. Today, what I wanted to talk about is finding your life's purpose. Two very, very important days in your life: the day that you were born and the day you find out why. Just like Mark Twain said. So if you take perspective, you realize that you have an opportunity to do something outstanding with your life, and time is ticking by, right? Time is not on our side, and day in and day out, it's like you have less and less time to do something outstanding with your life. And talking about time, you don't have a lot of time. If you look at everything, if you look at yourself in terms of how much time people usually live these days, and your brief time in this world, so you don't have time. So it's up to you to figure out what you're gonna do with your life and stop wasting time, right? Figure out what you're gonna do with your life, or if you are doing something now with your life, you need to figure out, or you need to be sure that this is what you want to do ultimately with your life. The challenge or the problem, however, is figuring out what you're gonna do with your life, or what you're gonna do that's gonna be meaningful, and finding your life's purpose, right? So this is probably the most important video that you ever watch, and this time that you're taking to watch these videos, very, very important. 4 months ago, I was with a friend, and we were sitting in the car, and she was telling me about how she's finding difficulty finding out what she wants to do ultimately with her life, and she resorted to trying out different things to find out what is it, or if one of it will click with her. And at that time, I had already decided what I want to do with my life, and I tried to help her, give her some. It was a talk, right? So I was trying to share with me what I did with my life and why I did. And at the end of the day, after that meeting, I got to think about it, and so I think I unconsciously decided what I want to do with my life. But consciously, it was getting to a point where I kind of got to understand why I chose this life, or I chose what I'm going to do with my life. I mean, obviously, if you follow my videos, I talk about how I am an entrepreneur, right? That's what I want to do ultimately with my life. I also love self-development, and sharing my videos, or sharing myself with you. And so that's the kind of pathway that I have chosen, and that's what I'm going to do ultimately with the rest of my life. And the way in which I chose that path was through some processes that I kind of I said, well, I unconsciously chose them, but consciously I now have them, and I realized, oh, this is why I chose this path. And I'm going to share with you, and definitely, hopefully, it's going to help you also figure out your life's purpose, right? So 2 years ago, I was in a multi-level company, right? It's like a business it's a business, and at that point I was doing different things. I was going to school, I was working, and also I was trying to do this business. And I realized that I felt like an octopus, right? I felt like I was being pulled in every way direction possible. And at that point I was going to school. I mean, ultimately I wanted to be either going to the medical field or be an engineer. So I was doing that, and also I stumbled upon business, entrepreneurship, and also I was working at the same time. So that's kind of different things. I didn't know which direction ultimately I wanted to go into. So those 2 years was very confusing, and I wasn't getting anything out of either of them. So ultimately I had to make a choice and make some decisions and decide, really decide if that's what I want to do. If I want to ultimately definitely be an entrepreneur, or I want to continue going, follow my career, right? That's I kind of used to find out my purpose was identifying the 6 human needs, right? And I talk about this sometimes in my videos, the 6 human needs. And I realized that if I was gonna live, or if I was gonna live in this world, I was gonna do something that is really gonna give me make the most impact, but at the same time it was going to give me the most fulfillment or the most happiness. I was going to get most out of life. And basically the 6 human needs I realized were things that human beings need. I need those 6 needs, and everybody needs it. It's been proven, it's been researched, and it's factual, right? Whether you believe it or not, you ultimately are going to need these things, right? Now, some people know about them, some people don't know them. Some people consciously follow some of the needs, right? Because it's there. It's kind of like the law of gravity, right? If I jump off this top of this building, I'm gonna fall down. Now, whether I know it or I do not know it does not affect the law, right? It's gonna happen anyway. So with the 6 human needs, it's kind of like some people are unconsciously following their needs. Some people also are aware, and they're still, and they are following it. So basically, what the first human needs is need for contribution, right? So for me, I chose to be an entrepreneur, and I'm going to use myself as an example, and I'm going to go through the 6 human needs, and that way you could use yourself as, you could, whatever it is that you are kind of thinking about or deciding to do, you could kind of plug it in and figure out if it's following those 6 needs. Because what I realized was that whatever I'm going to do, it has to meet all these 6 needs, because when it meets all these 6 needs, then I'll be fulfilled. Because these six needs are fundamental to every human being, and you need it whether you know it or not, right? So if you're not gonna live a fulfilling life, you're gonna be happy, you have to make sure that whatever it is you're choosing, whether you're gonna be in art, you're gonna be a musician, you're gonna be an artist, you're gonna be an entrepreneur, whatever it is you want to do, whatever profession you want to do, be a doctor, a lawyer, whatever it is you're gonna do, you're gonna make sure that this needs are this path that you choose is going to follow these 6 needs, right? So I'm going to use entrepreneur as an example. I'll share my knowledge, my intellect, and my experiences with you is going to help me fulfill all these 6 needs. The first need is contribution, and I realized that if you're going to choose a purpose, you have to find out that you have to make sure that purpose is going to help you contribute back in some way, contribute back to your family, contribute back to yourself, contribute back to your society, contribute back to the world. Because ultimately, if your purpose is not going to help you contribute in any way, you're not going to be fulfilled. So a lot of people do things that does not contribute in any way, and they're not fulfilled. They don't feel okay with their purpose. They feel something missing, but basically they haven't chosen the life purpose that is helping them contribute back. So I got very excited about this, about my channel, and about sharing myself with you is the whole idea of contributing, right? Contributing my experiences, contributing my values, my thoughts, and sharing them with you. So that's one of the reasons why I chose to make these videos, and also different things I want to do, like my CDs, videos, and things that many different projects I have coming up, just to contribute and give back. I don't expect anything back or anything whatsoever, but I just want to contribute or give back. Because when you give back, it makes you feel good. And usually when you give back, although you don't feel anything back, but the right people are always going to give back to you. Give back to you. So that's one of the reasons why I chose to contribute. Right. So recently I was thinking about legacy, right? And I was thinking, God forbid if I pass, right? What would I be grateful for? And you need to ask yourself the same question. If you pass right now, what would you be grateful for in life? And I realized one of the things that I'll really be grateful for are the things that I shared with you. My talks, my experience, and that goes on forever. That stays in your mind, that stays in your life. And I realized that that's more than that's more than money. That's more than anything you ever have in the world. So you need to make sure that your purpose is contributing, right? Even if you are physically giving money to a charity, physically helping somebody in your family, physically helping a friend, giving back, whatever it is, it has to be in a way you're contributing. And you need to find out that whatever you're doing, you're gonna find love and connection out of it, right? The purpose that you find out of it. And usually, even if you're not doing anything, if you have family, you have friends, you kind of get connected or find love, you know, get love from them in a way. But you have to make sure that your purpose is getting love and connection. So, for instance, with me, I make a lot of friends these days, through, I have a lot of friends that I connect with, on social media, Facebook, Twitter, even my family, friends, and things. I talk with people I meet, and I'm like usually ultimately trying to connect with people and make friends and find out love and connection. There are people that I connect with, that I'm very, very close with. People that I get along with, we get along really, really well. And there's some people that totally hate me, that don't like me, right? Think I laugh funny, I talk funny, I'm too dark. Some people that don't like you, they wouldn't really like you. So, but the people that you love, people that you connect with, you connect with very, very well. And I love that, right? So you have to make sure that your purpose is helping you connect with people and also loving people in your process. The third thing that you need to look at if you're choosing your purpose to find out that it's gonna make you significant, right? And you're not doing this in like a proud way or an arrogant way, but it gives you some sort of significance, right? People, we want to feel significant, want to feel unique, want to feel different, So that's why doing this for me is very significant. Being an entrepreneur for me, and how I love business is significant. Even my story to myself is significant to me. When I decided to start my website, barbershopquest.com, to me it was very significant, to find a website that's gonna help entrepreneurs or business owners who are interested in going into the grooming industry, help them, with all the tools and the advices and the things that they need. So that was very, very significant to me. And also the CDs and the videos that I intend to make later on, very, very significant to me. Even my life in itself, I find significance in myself, and I enjoy it just for myself, doing different things, sometimes silly things, like when I got the mohawk. That was I look like a lizard. But that was very significant to me. I mean, thing is, you want to make sure you're going to be comfortable. What I mean by being comfortable is not just being comfortable in your skin with whatever you're doing, but also being comfortable that whatever it is going to provide the basic human needs, right? People will choose different crazy ideas or crazy paths that does not make them comfortable. Also, in the sense of making sure that they are comfortable in finding, having a place to stay, having money, and also having food. That's the basic human needs. And basically, what I mean by being comfortable in a deeper sense is having money, generating money out of what they are gonna do, right? I mean, some people don't like a lot of money. They're totally fine with that. I mean, I love money. I totally love money today. I want to make lots and lots and loads of it. But ultimately, that might not be your goal. That might not be part of your purpose, or your desire, whatever it is. But also, you want to make sure that ultimately your purpose is making sure that at least you could put a roof over your head, and you have food to eat, and also clothing to put on your back. You don't want to choose an extreme, crazy, outrageous purpose whereby you cannot meet these needs, right? That's crazy. You can, so you have to make sure that you're choosing a purpose that's going to make you comfortable. The fifth thing is uncertainty, and this is why I chose business, right? Because business gives me a lot of uncertainty. You don't know. Every day is different. There's some days you can make a lot of money. The next day there could be you can't make even a penny, right? So there's a lot of uncertainty around business. That's one of the things that drives me to being an entrepreneur. Also, with videos, right? I'm always going to different places, different venues. Always thinking, being creative. So I get a lot of uncertainty, surprises from it, and that's one of the human basic needs, right? Some people are stuck in purposes. Some people are doing things that. So some people get to choose a purpose that they enjoy it for a while, but ultimately it becomes repetitious and becomes boring, bores them out of their socks, right? And ultimately you become, you become alive. You're not alive when you are stuck in things. When you're stuck in doing something that is like very repetitious and very boring. So you want to choose a purpose that is going to be fun, right? You love fun. Human beings like to have fun, explore, be creative, and enjoy. Have fun. There's a saying, it's very corny, but it's very very corny, but it's true. It says if you're gonna do anything, you have to first be passionate about it. And it's true. You have to love. You have to have a lot of different. You have to have a lot of uncertain sort of surprises and a lot of fun out of it. So you have to choose a purpose that you ultimately love and that you're very passionate about it. So choose something that you love. Don't just choose something because of the money. So also you want to make sure that whatever purpose you're choosing is helping you grow, right? And it's very very important because most people go to school, finish school, enter into a career, and then they don't get any form of growth. They don't continually learn or improve or get better as a person, and then they die, right? So I always talk about if you're not growing, you are dying. So you want to find a purpose that is helping you grow at the same time, right? Learning at the same time in the process. Like for instance, me with my for instance, my purpose of sharing my experiences or in self-development is helping me grow a lot because I always like constantly growing, looking for new. Because I'm always constantly growing, looking for new material to, apply to my life and experience, and then come to share with you. So I'm always constantly looking for new material, always constantly growing. So you have to always grow, right? You have to find something that you're always growing in, and you choose a purpose that's going to help you do that. Whether it's a career, whatever it is, right? Make sure that you're growing in the process. So finally, is spirituality, right? And I don't really want to go into religion like in my videos, but whatever spirituality that you believe in, you have to make sure that you practice it, because that ultimately ties everything together with your purpose and with you being here, right? Whatever you believe in, you have to practice it, right? Because that's so important. So now that you have gone through the process and you have figured out what it is I want to do, there's some few mistakes people do. I realize these people do when they are finding their purpose, or when they do find something, or they do choose something. And usually what they do is that they're going to stumble upon their purpose, or they're going to ultimately, mysteriously in some way, figure out their purpose, right? And I was the same way too, because I realized, it will come to me, right? Or some things will give me clues and things like that. To find out your purpose, and that's totally the wrong frame of mind. That's totally wrong, right? And I've seen people people will spend their whole life thinking that they will find their purpose someday. They will find it, and or the purpose will find them. So you never stumble upon your purpose, but ultimately what will happen is that you have to choose your purpose. It's up to you to choose your purpose. It's up to you to choose and decide what it is that you're going to do with your life, right? But you have to decide what it is you're going to do with your life. So when you make the decision, the other thing or the other mistakes most people make when they find their purpose is that, and I also realize is that when they hit difficulty, they quit, and it's very sad. So there are different things that I did, and most of them I quit because when I reached a challenge, because I realized that if I'm going through these challenges right now, then it's not my purpose. My purpose should be a smooth ride unto the end, right? And this was a terrible mistake to make. Terrible mistakes I made. So ultimately, when you choose your purpose, you're going to come across difficulties. You're going to come across challenges, right? There's so many of them. When you get to that point, it does not mean that you are not on the right path. It does not mean that that is not your purpose. What it means is that you have actually grown, and that and that you have actually grown, and you should stay on that purpose and continue. Find a way around the challenge, solve it, and then you have grown, and you keep staying on that purpose. Because there's going to be challenges, surprises, right? And that's life. So even if you choose your purpose, it doesn't mean that it's gonna be a smooth ride all the way. That's the silly mistake. That's so, oh my goodness, so many people make that mistakes. Even with jobs, for instance, because I worked several jobs, and I'll be in on the job, and then already as soon as I get challenged in the job, or I get come across difficulties, right, either with employees or with the job or some situations, I'll quit. And then I say, oh, and I'll quit. I say, okay, let me get another job that is better. There's never a better job. All jobs are the same. Everything, it will be the same, right? You always encounter challenges. Same with finding your purpose. Well, even as an entrepreneur, man, there's been so many challenges I've encountered, right? So many of them. It's like ridiculous. But because I chose this, it was like, okay, this is my purpose. So I'm gonna solve it in the best way that I can. Learn from it and then keep going, right? So many challenges. Even without making videos or showing myself, which is so many challenges I've encountered, with this, right? But it's something that I chose to do, and I love to do it, and you keep grinding it, and you get better. It's like a journey, and you keep going. So the purpose will always be a journey, but it will not be a destination, right? So you have to keep grinding and grinding on it. So that day I was watching a video, and from one of my mentors, and he was talking about how most men make women their purpose, right? Or most men make women their purpose in life, right? And on a surface layer, it's not a bad choice, but ultimately that's also a wrong choice. That's also a wrong frame of mind to be coming from in terms of choosing your purpose. Ultimately, you have to have your own purpose for yourself, and being with a man or a woman, if you're a man with a woman, or if you're a woman with a man, it's ultimately you are on your journey, and they're coming on the ride with you, if that makes sense, right? So ultimately, that's how you should see it. That's how I see it. That's how I view it. And that way you are living your purpose, and even that becomes attractive to them also, in being with you, because they find out you have drive, you have purpose, you have passion, and they're attracted to you, and you are also with them, right? But you don't make women your purpose. So most men, their ultimate purpose is to find a woman, and now that I find a woman, now what? Now what, right? Now what are you gonna do? That's it? You are kidding me. Ultimately, being with a woman, if you're a woman with a man, helps you find love and connection. It helps you meet the basic human needs, but that's not your sole purpose. You have many things to do. You have to be significant. You have to contribute to society. You have to grow spiritually, and you have to engulf that. You have to see all those as the higher purpose, and see yourself as the purpose, right, of life. So that's very important. Another thing also with finding purpose that I also realize is that it's being a sponge, right? So you have to be a sponge. And what does that mean? Being a sponge does not mean being SpongeBob. Well, I'm kidding. Being a sponge meaning that you are going through life and you're absorbing things. So when you're finding your purpose, you have to absorb different things, right? Like for instance, you're watching this video, you are absorbing the things that I'm telling you, and you're going to take things out of it. That's going to help you find your purpose. I assume that's why you're probably watching this video. But being a sponge is you go to life, you listen to different opinions, different ideas, and different things from different people, and you carve out your own purpose too from that. You carve out your own personality and carve out your own purpose to that. So what I mean by that is that you see different people, right? They are amazing people. They've done awesome things, but then at some point in their life they make mistakes, huge mistakes that cost them a lot. They lose a lot of trust, respect in society, and people like that, you could study from them, you could learn them, or they've done great things that you're learning from, but then because of the latter part of their life, you kind of like try to disregard them and say, I'm not going to associate with this person, I'm not going to learn from them. And that's a horrible mistake. And I've made those mistakes many times too. So you want to be a sponge, right? You want to be a sponge. You want to absorb in as much as you can absorb. Learn from different people, different personalities, even from your parents in general. Some of your parents you might not like, might not like some parts of their lives, but again, it's like when you look at them in total, you could realize that there are aspects of their lives that you could learn from, big time. Or you could collect and add into your personality, and carve into your personality, and put onto your, and that'll help you, cover up your purpose. Different things that you watch, different personalities, mentors, coaches, and all these people, you become a sponge. You learn from them. And what I mean by being a sponge is that you don't cut people off, right? Some people cut people off, and I've done that too. There are so many people that are cut off from my life because they did something wrong, or they did something at some point in their life that totally like hit me. I was like, this person, I can't even listen to them. I can't take advice from them or nothing from them. I don't even want to associate with them whatsoever. But recently I realized that it's such a wrong frame of mind to come from, that I came from, and it cost me a lot. I could learn so much from people, from anybody in general, and you could add that and carve out your personality and help you find your purpose. So generally, you have to take time out of yourself and think about all the things that I've talked to you about, all the processes that I have outlined in finding your purpose, and make sure that you sit down, take moments to go over. I mean, myself, I have 4-page sheet that goes over all my purpose, my contribution goals, my love and connection goals, my adventure goals, my travel goals, all the goals, right? And I took time to list them and wrote down everything that comes to mind. So this is what I'm going to do with my life. I would advise you to do the same thing too, and write this all down and go through all write down all the purposes of things that you want to do, and ultimately you start making decisions that is going to get you to the purpose. Now, one final thing I'll leave you with is that once you make the decision, choose a path to mastery, right? Choose a purpose, or this is what I'm going to do with my life, this is what I'm going to stay committed to. You realize that life becomes easier, things become simpler. You cut down a whole lot of junk, things not to focus on, things that are taking out, things that you don't need to be involved in, and focus on your life purpose, right? And things become easier. You get crystal clear focus, you accomplish more, you grind more, and you get more results, you get more rewards as you begin to get more out of it, and life becomes better. So this is Sam from why.It.com. Definitely subscribe for more awesome videos coming up, and like, comment, and until next time.